Yo, what's up, and welcome back to another episode of Invest in You. So I wanted to do portfolio diversification for this video, but I'll do that next week because in this video we'll be going over what a good Biden portfolio is, seeing that Biden is in and COVID stocks are goodbye. Okay, so we're going to look at what a good Biden portfolio looks like. So we're going to look at types of stocks, the industries that will benefit a Biden presidency in the American stock market, and an added benefit is the new talks of a COVID vaccine. And these two play hand in hand together. So let's get into it. For the first industry for Biden portfolio is the renewable energy sector. Now, I personally just love renewable energy stocks because I think it plays an integral part in the 4.0 industrial revolution, the next era of manufacturing and where we are going to, the next big economic boom. Okay, so let's get into it. Renewable energy stocks, definitely ones I would go have a look at is Next Era Energy. The way that company has turned around from producing coal, and today they are one of the biggest names when it comes to renewable energy. They're almost 98% orientated to renewable sources. So that means 2% is still coal, which is probably a good idea because you never do just a lopside. So they still have that revenue coming in, but they focus a lot on nuclear, on wind and solar. And they are a really good company, well managed. Even Siemens mentioned them and saying they are impressed with how that company turned around. Then the other company is First Solar. Now, this is obviously, it's in the name. They make solar panels and they have some huge solar projects coming in. And then the last one, which definitely go have a look at, I'm still having some thoughts about it, but so far it's Plug Power. Now, Plug Power, contrary to the other stocks, Plug Power looks more at hydrogen capacity. So hydrogen fuel cells, hydrogen trucking systems. So there's definitely an area for that. However, some people might think that hydrogen is still a foolish approach or not. It's like the diesel 2.0. It is still a viable source of fuel. I mean, rockets use hydrogen, so we're going to have some hydrogen production in the space industry that is also coming up. So there'll always be some space, and this company is really doing great stuff. Because the renewable energy sector for the Biden presidency is really strong. Finally, America is probably going to get back into the Paris Climate Accords, and that country can do some good to the environment. But guys, let's be honest, renewable energy is the future. I mean, countries left, right and center are making goals to be completely renewable. I mean, China is planning on 2030, 2040 to be just all renewable energy. So get on board before it's too late. So for this, it's not just for Biden, it's just for the world. I mean, that's where we're moving, so get on. So those are my favorite stocks: Next Era, First Solar, and Plug Power. And then obviously you like, hey, but HP, you're missing out on Tesla. No, I'm not. So Tesla is obviously a huge energy player. Well, they're small right now, but they're gonna be big. But they also fall under the category of EV stocks for Biden portfolio. So definitely the two to have a look at is Tesla and Workhorse. So Workhorse is orientated at the commercial and delivery industry, making electric vehicle delivery trucks. And then obviously Tesla going into the whole semi-electric vehicle, the energy systems, their solar roofs. Their solar roofs are one of the cheapest, which is definitely they are industry leader in America when it comes to per watt, the dollars per watt of solar energy. Their storage, their wall packs, their energy, it's just great. I mean, they're even increasing the megapack storage of the Australia. So they are definitely stepping into that energy zone and they will definitely benefit from it. Next, the third industry is the infrastructure. Now, please, if you're going to invest into these stocks, just note it's going to take a while. Infrastructure is not like tech stocks that happen overnight or over a month or a quarter. Infrastructure takes a while. So Biden is very dedicated to increasing infrastructure. They've been saying a lot over the past few years that America's infrastructure is lacking and it's not up to scratch, which is the thing. But I mean, South Africa, we're not very close to their lacking. We're quite far. But yeah, in any case, so definitely some stocks to look at for infrastructure is CAT, realty income, which has very good dividends, and waste management. Waste management doing really good, recently acquired advanced waste management, and they're just doing really good. Now CAT is for Caterpillar. They produce a lot of stuff dedicated to infrastructure. I mean, the most common thing that you'll know is when you drive past a construction site, you see the digger loaders or the truck or the whatnot, they will have a CAT sign probably on them, or one of them will have a CAT sign. And I mean, the infrastructure boots, the apparel, it's a very good company. But now, remember, as I said, it's gonna take about a year to two for those effects to actually show. But that's why I'm saying it's probably a good idea to start looking at getting into those companies now while they are still trading, picking up momentum, because you don't want to buy on a sharp rise. Then the fourth industry is the marijuana stocks, the cannabis stocks. So America and Canada and all those Western countries are really legalizing medical marijuana, and in some areas they are doing the commercial and domestic use of cannabis. So some of my favorite cannabis stocks to invest in is the ETF MJ, which it holds pretty much the big players in that. If you want to go specific to individual stocks, I would say look at Canopy. And then obviously, what is the effect of a Biden portfolio or the Biden presidency for your JSE stocks? So now, the trade war with China has been going on and has been destroying the following two stocks' stock price: Naspers and Prosus, which is technically the same company, but they split and now they're two different companies. So with the Biden presidency, the trade war on China is estimated to just disappear, and less regulation and all this bickering and stuff going about. So those two stocks are definitely ones to watch. Why? Because Naspers and Prosus hold a big stake in Tencent, and Tencent is one of the biggest Chinese tech companies. And with the whole trade war that was going on between Trump and China, that affected us. So Biden portfolio for your JSE, definitely look at those. Yeah, and those are the industries I would say to look at: the renewable energy, the cannabis stocks, the infrastructure. And then also remember, guys, with the vaccine prospects coming out now, your COVID stocks are really struggling. So I would always say watch out for companies that are dedicated only to one sector or one market condition. Because if you're investing in a stock that is solely dependent on COVID or lockdown atmosphere, then at some point when we get our vaccine, that's going to disappear, which means the stock's going to disappear. So you need a company that has a competitive advantage outside of the COVID atmosphere. So that's why companies like Zoom are struggling right now, because they thrived in a COVID atmosphere. But if the COVID atmosphere goes away, then you need a company that can still do well outside the COVID atmosphere. And that's why, for instance, a company like Waste Management, we will always have waste that needs management. So obviously in a COVID atmosphere, we'll have waste. In a recession, we'll have waste. In a thriving economy, we'll have waste. So companies like that. But also in the same breath, that does not mean you should now pull your money out of all these tech stocks that benefited from a COVID atmosphere, because everything we do nowadays has tech involved. And that's why it's like you might get a fright if you see companies like Nvidia or AMD or like Microsoft, those companies now all of a sudden dropping on the word of a vaccine. But that's only because you get your day traders that think, oh no, all the people like aren't going to use these types of companies and stocks. But these companies thrived before COVID. So you just need to know that you are okay and it's just a temporary dip. Then on my Tesla bit for this, and it links pretty much with the Biden portfolio. So there is a lot of talks of a Biden presidency bringing back tax credits for these EV companies. So as we know, a lot of bears like saying, oh no, but all these tax regulatory credits are included into Tesla's financials, and next year they will disappear because it's just you get a certain time span for your EV credits. But now with a Biden presidency, they might reintroduce those tax credits to Tesla, meaning next year they're going to have regulatory credits to sell again to other companies, pushing up their revenue even more. So that's why, guys, just Tesla is amazing. But I'm biased, but I'm intellectually biased about it because I actually understand the company and it is a great company. But yeah, go have a look at that and just keep that in the back of your mind that there is a possibility of Tesla which is gonna do well even if they don't have their tax credits, but now they can do even better with more tax credits. Anyways, thanks again for watching, guys. If you liked it, hit like, subscribe. If you have any other stocks that you think will fit a Biden presidency, drop them down in the comments box and I'll definitely have a look at them. And stick around for next week's video where we'll be looking at portfolio diversification, getting your portfolio robust for any scenario that's coming up in the next few years.